What are you doing, baby? Thing's creepy. I had it for, I was gonna do a prank with it. I never ended up doing a prank with it, but it sits around there now. Well, anyways, yo, what's going on? People into webs is that guy, knotlocks. And I'm doing a video today. Definitely doing a video because I'm on that the daily grind of the YouTube content. So, big video, big artist, gonna be lengthy, very big video, very big artist, and highly involved with the whole movement of anti-Illuminati. So I think I do have a few questions to ask, so stay tuned, stay subscribed, because today we're definitely talking about Mr. Lupe Fiasco, Chicago's own. So like I said, stay tuned and stay subscribed, and I'll hit you up real quick. Holla, holla, holla. Okay, so yo, Lupe Fiasco, obviously he's been requested a lot. Definitely about to get this in the bag and get her done, because it's about that time of year, you know, with it being October and the autumn season and all. I think that it's about time we do Lupe Fiasco's dreads. Lupe Fiasco going back. Let's bring up the Google here. Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco, also known as Wasalu Muhammad Jacko, or Yako, I don't know how you pronounce that one. Better known by his stage name Lupe Fiasco, is an American rapper, record producer, and entrepreneur. He rose to fame in 2006 following the success of his debut album, Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor. And I was listening to Lupe Fiasco before Food and Liquor. He had some mixtapes out at the time, and actually I can remember what mixtapes those were. Regardless, what we're talking about today is him being born on February 17th, 1982. He's 33, from Chicago, Illinois, United States of the New World Order. Full name Wasalu. Yeah, funny enough, this guy's actually Muslim. Interesting fact. And looking at some pictures of him pre-dread, you know, he's rocking the fro, the lico fro. You know, the little fro. You probably picked it out a bit, but you know, you want them dreads, you gotta grow the fro out and not let it cut. Obviously, I think we've all had this haircut at least once in our lives. I definitely had it a bunch of times. Whenever I had my hair long, it was always in this style. So it's kind of boring, to be honest, this hairdo. That's why I grow my hair out now. You may as well wear your hair as a crown, opposed to a fade that everybody has. You know, you see this a million times over that hairdo. You know, this shaved head is so easy to do. I understand it's a clean look. Girls seem to like it a lot better than dreads, but for some reason, but I think dreads are like way cooler. Probably you do too. It's not about what the girls think, so how you feel about yourself and your hair. You dig? But yeah, he started cap. So yeah, as the hair grows, you start to see that it gets nappier fro, which is a good thing. You know, that's what you got to be doing with your locks, with your afro, if you want to lock up. And then it became, yeah, like nappy like this still, and you can kind of see them starting to form here, like, you know, like little twists almost. Starts to form after a few months. Almost looks like he's wearing a Dipset shirt, but he's wearing this shirt here, anti-fashion, with this pendant that he has, and it's a peace sign, an anarchy A, and there's something else on the bottom. I don't know exactly. I mean, I think it's a thunderbolt, and that's the pendant that he wears. That kind of I question a little bit, and like stuff like this, like I question the yin yang. Of course, there's the exoteric meaning of the yin yang, and we know what we're taught it, right? But ultimately, this symbol represents duality between good and bad forces, and it's not as similar to the peace sign that we really think it associated with, peace and love of the yin yang. But more on that in another video. I'm getting back to his locks here really quick because as the afro grows, it gets nappier. And you see in the back, there's some locks happening, like back here, up here. So it's a good look, and it's a fun stage because you're at this stage you're learning to like appreciate your own nappy hair. So actually at this point it looks like they're starting to get twisted. Looking at some pictures of him with the locks, they look like they would have been started through like a little bit of twists, maybe even like the sponge could have done it, the sponge method. He's even got the forward kind of look. This is the one that are a lot longer, obviously. But no, I swear, like his hair looks like it was twisted a little bit, but then free-formed out from that. Seems to be a popular method to start, but to be honest with you, if he did just free-form it, it would have been really. I noticed that the twists will start like this, like especially when you use a sponge and then you freeform after that, you get little twists, and then they grow out into like fingers, into the bigger dreads. So this could have been the case here. And I'm gonna point something out in this video that I just noticed. Like I spotted this. To be honest, the regular person, I guess, wouldn't really see this in the imagery, but I've been taught it. Obviously I've done some research and looked into it. But look at his glasses, it's the same. The black and white checkered squares is actually a really big symbol in Freemasonry, Illuminati, and it's the same duality as the yin yang picture, the black and white. You know, they're trying to bring the black and the white energies together. It's the same imagery, and I mean, I'll make a note. I gotta make a note of that because that's a trip that there's. This is what I'm saying. I know that Lupe Fiasco is very anti-government, very anti-Illuminati, in all that he preaches in all of his songs, and it's a great message that he puts out. But I feel that there's people in the game that are like double agents, you know. And don't get me wrong. I mean, double agents have been used in wars of the past all the time by governments. Why not throw some in the music industry to kind of deceive people a little bit, throw some mixed messages out there. So like that's just what I believe, and I've seen evidence of. So like, you know, I do as like I said, as much of an anti-government rapper as Lupe Fiasco is, I do have a feeling he's a double agent. This is why we're seeing these images so subtly in his pictures, the yin yang, the checkered pattern on the floor here. Just to show you really quick, images of the checkered floor that they use. Here it is here. This is at a Freemason gathering. It's the same pentagram. You see the checkered floorboard, right? This is another image that's very symbolic in the Freemasonry world. Again, the checkered floor. You know, we see it in these great cathedrals, the checkered floor like this. In the Freemasonry lodges, the checkered floor, like it's very prominent in all these images. And then and then you see it in like other rap videos, you know, like they throw it in there ever so subtly in all of like Michael Jackson's album, you know. It's in all of this stuff. You never noticed it before. A checkered floor probably looks like a checkered floor to you, but there's a meaning behind checkered floors. So to see this in his glasses here means that he's seeing through the lens of who other. He's holding the energy of, like, his symbols so subtle. And Lupe is a clever guy, you know. He has very witty lyrics. He would be able to pull something like this off. But looking at his locks here, you can see that they've got to be freeformed, I swear. Because there's like kinks and loops in these ones up here. Like, they don't look like they've really been maintained. Another look here. He actually has that Ray Shremmerd look going on. Sway Lee. Kind of look alike. Well, being a rapper out of Chicago is actually interesting to see that he's probably one of the biggest ones from Chicago, you know, successfully. And he doesn't have the lyrical style of all these drill time rappers you hear these days in Chicago. So it's good to see that in his genre, and style. See, now looking at the picture of his locks here, I swear this looks twisted, and then freeform here just all flat. And some of these ends look like they've been kind of twisted or blunted a little bit. I know that these pictures are really old, and his hair is actually pretty long right now. We will eventually get to that. But the good thing about like when you're short locks and they're freeforming is you can pull them back like this. Once you get to a length where it's like you can push them back, it cleans up your appearance so much better because you can see your hairline, you can see your face, people can see your face. So hold on to your locks. If they're short right now, hold on to them until they get a little bit longer, at least to that length where you can pull them back, and you'll be much happier with your appearance because you can pull them back from time to time. His locks look more like this right now, even longer, I bet. But you can see now that his locks have like gray in here, gray up here on the side. There's a big afro on the top. There's lots of length on the roots, and the bottom ones are like sun dried to be brown now. That's what his locks are looking like more these days. But afro locks, when they start out like this, it's a fun part of the journey because you're committed at this point. It's just a matter of waiting until like this little nub here grows like out all the way down. It takes years to do that, and that's when the patience comes into play. So it's just something to think about. Look at this. He performs Little Death with his head painted white. Painted his dreads all white for his song. That's very interesting. I wonder what the meaning behind that is. Let's open that up. Look at that later. So looking at some pics here, I noticed he does a lot of like symbolic gestures too in his music, like a lot of things against Obama, a lot of things against the government of the United States. He protests very heavily about it, so like he's really active in that sense, pushing for people to kind of rebel against, right? Oh shit, look at his hair's in a ponytail with a hat on. That looks pretty recent too. It must be a really big hat. Another picture here. He's able to look. There's always that one, like that's like my unicorn dread that I have. It's right there. Hopefully it will fall down soon. With the other ones, sometimes it's just sticking out straight still. Sorry, I gotta clear my nose over there, away from the microphone. Oh, this is a pretty cool picture of his locks. They're pretty short at this point, but they've all dropped. I still can't believe this one though, where his hair is like all gray. Here's a cool picture of his afro locks. Oh, these look like they're freeforms for sure at this point. Like the amount of growth here. Well, we're learning as we go here, right? Like I'm trying to guesstimate how this is kind of going on, and from this picture it looks like they're definitely freeforms. Oh, schniza, what happened there? All right, alrighty, okay, okay. So nowadays he's rocking more so the braidlock look. Gus's new album Tetsui and Youth, and entering a new phase in his life. So he's got a new interview out. I actually haven't heard it. Maybe we'll watch that later together. But yeah, his locks are freaking long now. Long enough to get braided. Can you braid freeform locks? That's a good question. Like, you know, like it looks like you can apparently if they get long enough. Why not? There's another picture of them braided. That's a good look. That's a really good look actually. The 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 braids. This one has got 5. Yeah, I like that look. But braid locks hurt though. To be honest with you, they hurt. They're so tight. You gotta start popping Tylenols to get the headaches away to go to sleep. Like it's not worth the pain. This is the braid lock look with the hair coming out at the end, which is again a cool look. But if you don't have to deal with that pain, there's got to be a way to do it where it doesn't hurt as much. I mean, you could do it looser. It doesn't hurt as much. It also won't stay in as long. This is in no chronological order at all, as you can tell. I was trying to do it in chronological order, but it didn't work out that way. So yeah, no, he's got actually a really good set of locks. Highly impressed. They're really thin. He's probably got over 170, almost 200, I bet. Personally, I think thicker locks would be better for like most people because they're stronger. Like it's got more strength in the roots of them. I'm realizing this now. So But when you look up Lupe Fiasco, like talking about that double agent stuff, like when I'm looking up pictures of him and I see shit like where is it? I saw it. Bob Marley. Who's that guy? Oh yeah. It was like Lupe Fiasco looking at, and you can find pictures of him like throwing up The Rock. I know he used to be affiliated with Jay-Z and not anymore, but Jay-Z's label Rockefeller is based off of Rockaware is based off of Rockefellers, who are one of those elite families that are of the Illuminati. The Illuminati is basically a set of families. There's like 13 bloodlines, and these families are the ones that own everything in the world today. They own all the banking systems. They own all the healthcare systems. They own they're the ones running the oil, and Rockefellers were a really high-end family. That's where you get this rock, throwing up the rock, which is really the pyramid that we see in the symbolism and a lot of other things that I've shown you, pyramids, triangles, stuff like that. And then you see him throwing up, like, here's the rock again, and another pic, and then like you see him throwing up the 6 sign, like over and over, like, you know, like he's so anti-Illuminati, yet you see him throwing up signs all the time like this, and it's like rings a bell in my head, you know, like double agent. That's what I think. What do you guys think? You guys probably don't think the same thing, but it just rings bells in my head. And then this whole pendant that he's wearing with the peace sign, here it is, peace sign, the anarchy sign, and the Satan sign, the same as I showed you in those in that other band. I can't remember what the guy was from that band from Seattle. But they had that slash in their sign as well, the lightning strike, and I thought something, but the peace sign is actually a satanic symbol. It's a crow's foot, if you didn't notice that, and it's actually an upside down cross that's broken on the sides, but it's actually like an old witch symbol. And then the anarchy is Antichrist, and then this means Satan. And I don't know what's going on over here, I can't, but this is basically what I'm showing you, is the signs on his pendant. So like I said before, when you see him throwing up signs like that, I don't really understand double meanings, sir. You got to be clear. Like I don't appreciate this, Lupe Fiasco. Come on, that's not cool, bruh. Don't tell me he's in a gang. Don't tell me he's throwing up the same gang sign as Chief Keef and those guys, because this guy is not gang affiliated. You dig? Yeah, you see, here's the Rock throwing up the rock sign, and it's the all-seeing eye basically. And this sign here is for the Freemasons. They're an elite group as well that's highly involved. You know, like these guys all throw it up. It's not cool, man. I tell you, it's not cool, okay? But Lupe Fiasco, let's see what's going on YouTube here with him, because he does have some interviews about him talking about things such as like 9/11, and he's a truther in that sense, where he'll expose a lot of stuff about 9/11 and how they're going to war for no reason in Iraq and the Middle East. So I mean, he puts out the knowledge, but then there's probably like maybe 5% that he's holding back. You know, like he's not telling the whole truth. As much of a truther that he is. There was a video here about who kidding him. I want to see what he says about it actually. So we're gonna watch this video at the same time while this Dread review is kind of over anyway. So let's do this.
Yo, I can talk to you right now because you know the Illuminati. I got some weird phone calls, man. Like 2 random people. Illuminati, they don't talk, man. They get on the phone, they like, right?
What do you think about that? What do you think about the Illuminati? You think
you know what's crazy? Me traveling the world, I meet so many different people, like from Vatican, from I met like ill painters that meet other like billionaires, zillionaires, and they always tell me like, you know, nobody's ever gonna know about the Illuminati if there is one, but it is out there. There is a force of people that just like control everything, and money doesn't mean a damn thing. Like there's no price to what they do. There's no value. They just
So there you have it. Who Kid agrees that he thinks there's a force, an elite controlling. This is cool to see. Actually, I never heard Who Kid's thoughts on this before.
what do you got to say to that? You're not scared? Like, you know, they might like, you know,
Nah. Because at the end of the day, it's about power and control.
Yeah.
You know, they control the world. You know what I'm saying? It's already there. It's just a matter of, like, you know, people wanting to be aware of it, make a game out of it, do whatever. It's just, you know, people want to know what's going on. We're in the age of knowledge right now. It's all about trying to figure out what's what, you know, globally connecting. You see a lot of stuff come through the internet, and it just sparks people interest. It's the boogeyman. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You know what else, Lupe? They know that, you know, we don't read. Not just black people, but
we.
Yeah,
Us.
this section of like the world where people just don't give a fuck about what's going on. They just depend on the news. They don't read. So, you know, I've been reading like Angels and Demons and all this fucking the lost symbol. I'm reading that right now, actually. But I'm like a fan of all. You know, they're never gonna tell you the truth, but it's good to understand or know and just be aware that there's some shit going on. Do you feel that you have to play the game?
Okay, that's true. I agree with that. To be honest, we're never really gonna know until something happens. Like, all this is speculation in a sense, but it's just a way to see the world, a difference, to kind of really see how the world works, because we don't know. No one knows how the world works. But there is truths out there that kind of you can put together to kind of see. And with what Lupe was saying, he's saying it's all about power. The thing is, they already have so much money, so it's like with all that money, they can do what they want to get that power. And ultimately, they want to have the power in the world with the one world government, one world religion, so everyone is under the same control, and it'll be easier to maintain the earth, basically.
In order to survive in the hip hop, like, you know, just to be successful in hip hop.
Well, if you know what you're doing, and you got a message, and you got a kind of a game plan, you know, I got a full game plan. You know, for me, this is all middle game. You know, my end game is very wicked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the stuff I want to get out of this. So as long as you got that in mind.
He says his end game is very wicked. See, like, saying stuff like that sounds dark to me.
You know what you're trying to get to, then, you know, it is what it is. Play as much as you want at the end of the day. You know?
And he's understanding that there is that force, there is that control, but the way he's talking about it, he's like kind of being on the outside, but he knows he's holding something back here. He's not telling the truth about what he knows here. You can tell he's playing it cool on something, and this is why I think he's like a kind of a double agent, man. I don't put my trust fully in Lupe Fiasco. No way, not a chance. And he's Muslim. Something about Allah here. Yeah, this craziness. I don't know what's going on in here, Lupe. What's going on here, Lupe? I don't really know. Now I'm interested to go down this rabbit hole. Let's see something else. Let's see if we can find some dirt on Lupe here. Oh yeah, you know, Mark Dice is no good. Don't go to Mark Dice. Yeah, and that's the thing. Looking up dirt on Lupe, I couldn't find much beside those symbols that he threw in those pictures, and there is some lyrics that he talks about. I saw that in that video I'm beaming. There was some stuff hidden in there, and there was also some stuff hidden in a couple of other songs, and his lyrical content. But other than that, like, nothing too crazy. So he might be on the safe side, he might be on the dirty side. It's up to you guys to judge. You know, I'm kind of standing in the middle right now until I can find and confirm, you know, Wagwan really. But that's the whole fiasco, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. This is knotlocks, that only guy that's gonna be as crazy as and fanatic as this on the interwebs. So bear with me or steer clear, motherfuckers, because I'm coming through here and I'm skating on everybody on this YouTube channel. Just to let you know, my plan is to flood the interwebs with a lot of videos about dreadlocks and dread-headed people, so that way when it gets cold up here in Canada and my flooded videos freeze over, I'm gonna skate on everybody. I'll be skating around on you dreadhead. I'm just playing. I'm just joshing you. But anyways, I'm gonna sign off for real though. If you guys want to check out more videos from this guy, make sure you subscribe. New videos on the daily. So come back tomorrow and we'll see what's happening. Until then, stay happy, stay nappy. Not nation representation. I'm out of here. Peace.